watch the game though.
I want to pull up Noah's comment. LSU's gonna win it all.
Yeah.
See,
Ben
this
didn't
is what I
like
mean.
my comments the other day, so
Overreaction.
Like, okay, and I'm gonna be dead honest here. Us as Notre Dame fans, we need to grow the fuck up. If Brian Kelly wins a natty, it's not the end of the damn world. Like,
no, I'm rooting for him.
No, Ben.
I'm saying the guy in the chat that said that he wishes Brian Kelly died in a car crash.
Whoa, wait, when did that
calm
happen?
down.
When did that happen?
After they won the game, you didn't see that in the chat?
No.
I didn't see that. No.
I will say.
That's what I'm talking about. It was Indie Insider dude.
I didn't like his press conference today, but I am incredibly thankful for Brian Kelly. He made Notre Dame relevant from my childhood, bringing them back.
Here's my thing with the LSU comment really quick, though. This is what I mean by week one overreactions. I remember sitting here this time last year when USC beat LSU, and the narrative around that game was Miller Moss is a Heisman candidate, USC is legit again this year, and the defense was fixed. All three of those things were completely false. Miller Moss got benched. USC went 7-5. Like, can we pump the brakes a little bit? Like, I get it. LSU had the best performance outside of maybe Miami. Like, that's probably two are debatable. But
I have the belief that, and I love Brian Kelly, and this is, like I said, thankful. I don't want people, I'm trashing on him because I think he's a solid coach.
Yeah.
If they have any other coach other than Brian Kelly, they win more than they do. Yes. And I think that the reason I say that is because there was points in that game. You're telling me before halftime with 15 seconds left on 4th and 2 with one timeout, you call timeout before the 4th and 2. But then even if you convert it, you have 5 seconds left to spike it, and you're going to have to kick a field goal anyway. You left points on the table. He called timeouts at stupid times. The play calling, I don't think the play calling was great. I think the Ohio State, Texas, Clemson, LSU game, a lot of the teams looked conservative, right? And I still think both teams are good. I don't think that I have the belief, and people, you get mad at me, whatever they want. I said the reference, a blind squirrel finds a nut every so often, right? LSU's 0-5 in the last openers. He is 4-9, 4-10 in ranked games at LSU. And Freeman has more top 10 wins in 3 years than he had in 12 years.
What is he in the top 10 wins?
He's
4-3 in top 10.
He's what? 4-3?
Mm-hmm. All four.
Well, good. That means he's 0-5 in the other top 25 games. But I'm just saying.
But you play top 20. But you play top 10 teams when you play in the playoffs. You don't play 20.
So here's my thing. Like, and this, I'm not making this a Brian Kelly or Freeman debate.
But real quick, I'm still talking about Brian.
Yeah, go ahead.
The difference, and this is where I say the difference, and I have LSU friends that tell me the same thing. Brian Kelly teams in big games, if they are down, even compared to Marcus Freeman teams rally back. But every single time a Brian Kelly team played a big game at Notre Dame or LSU or whatever, but mainly Notre Dame, the team did not have what it takes to come back, and they get blown out. And that's leadership right there. I love Brian Kelly, and I think he's great. I think LSU is a playoff team. I think they make it to the semifinals. I don't think it's because of Brian Kelly. I think it's because of Garrett Nussmeier. And I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
I don't even have LSU. I'm not going to sit up here and go all of a sudden LSU's making the natty. I think they're a playoff contender. I just look at, to me, all three of the games, great games. But outside of the Notre Dame-Miami game, the other two games had no offense. Offense was like pulling teeth. Now, you could argue that, well, the defense for Ohio State, Texas, I'll give you that. To sit here and say LSU's defense went from hot dog water to, we held the Clemson offense that just for whatever reason forgot running the ball existed. It's just a national championship favorite. It's just insane.
I'm rooting for Brian Kelly.
But, so I think we're forgetting one main thing here with this LSU offense and LSU defense. is the beginning of that game was a lot of like and that's why I think this. If we play this game in week 4, it's a different, a way high score. Also, LSU got screwed on a touchdown. They should have had 7 more points.
I don't think it was a touchdown, and I feel like people call me crazy for it. Like,
Are we
it's
talking about the one where it rolled over?
It's because the rules officials say it's a touchdown. I'm gonna go with the rules official on that one. But I think that they scored more points in that situation. I also think the first half, there's something that we forget in college football. In these types of games, teams are going to treat this like it's the biggest game of their season. That's what they're going to treat it. I love the Clemson background for what we're talking about. But teams at the beginning of the game, they're having to figure out, okay, what are they going to give us? How are they going to attack this player? What are they going to do here? The first quarter, just take away the first quarter, we're going to get 7 more points out of that. That's why I said it earlier. I said in one of the spaces. I wouldn't be it wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, Florida State, Alabama didn't work out, but for all the top five games this week, take first quarter 0-0, because I could guarantee you teams are going to purposely come out slow and see what defenses are giving them, see how their teams are prepared for it. We've seen that a lot more now.
Yeah, so Marcus,
and that's what we saw in the first quarter.
Ben, my thing is this: that you can't just make. There's things like week 1 superlatives that people do, and that's where I'm thinking like to say LSU's defense not a problem anymore. LSU has an elite defense.
Are you trying to compare it to USC last year?
Yeah, I'm just saying like.
Well, so the difference is one, USC was a neutral site. 2, USC wasn't in Death Valley.
Yeah.
And USC wasn't.
And Cade Klubnik is a good quarterback.
Well, see, and here's the thing.
Klubnik was a Heisman quarterback. Like we
were talking about this in the space earlier, and me and QB11 rarely ever agree on anything, but he did say that in his opinion, Clemson was overhyped this year. In his opinion,
I still believe they're a playoff team, but you got.
I do too, but like Clay, he's like, and QB was talking about, and then I agreed too, because I thought. They're returning. If you're talking about returning production, sure, Clemson's a top 4 team, I guess, but they're still the same. They brought back basically the same entire roster from last year that got blown out at home at night by a Louisville team that went what 9-3.
I saw a stat that Cade Klubnik against non-ACC schools, it was not good, right?
Remember they got blown out by Georgia last year too. Like,
I think one thing that's another thing. Progression over a season, progression over an off season.
Yeah.
You expect players to get better. That Clemson team, and we saw it, Clemson got better throughout the whole season. You get a lot better during the off season. So I think teams are taking a bet on that. I also just think LSU they should have been, realistically speaking, my personal opinion, they should have been the number 1 team in the country in the rankings this week. They're not going to do that because Ohio State beat Texas. But they realistically showed that they were the best team in the country.
But you're not going to jump LSU. They moved up 6 spots. You're not going to move a team up.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the AP is going to do it. I'm just saying they played the best. Now, all the teams that won this week, I think it's going to
work itself out. If they really are the best, it'll work itself out.
Yeah, they'll end up being the national champions.
To the Brian Kelly comment, I am rooting for him to succeed. He's the winningest coach at Notre Dame. I think it's going to be great. You know, I have my opinions. Everyone says big game Brian for a reason. There's a reason it's a thing. There's a reason people say it.
But I do. Real quickly, to add on that, Frable, can you admit Brian Kelly's the top 10 head coach?
I can't do it.
I think LSU has a very talented roster, and I